Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we're gonna load up our file, and we'll get hit with a cutscene right away. Again, that's because we defeated a Maverick.
Like I said, my friends in Red Alert are all really skilled Reploids.
The one we're going to is begs to differ.
I heard they were mostly criminals.
No, they don't do anything bad. Well, at least most of the time.
You even listening to yourself, Axel?
What's your point?
I'm serious. They really didn't do bad until suddenly everyone changed.
Suddenly? What do you mean?
When the Maverick Hunters, even the Reploids, stopped following Red's orders.
Hang on, if they stopped following Red's orders, how is Red still considered the leader of Red Alert? I mean, no one's following Red's orders. Questions for later. Oh, by the way, when you press left on the menu screen, yeah, we're going to the tunnel base. When you press left, it actually spins to the right, and if you press right, it actually goes to the left. Who thought that up? Probably the same person who named Vanishing Gungaroo.
Ready?
Oh, is he gonna vanish?
Can you hear me?
No, he's not going to. Now, the problem with this stage, it isn't that it's difficult, it's that the whole stage is based around the ride armor. Now you might be thinking, ride armor, those things were cool in previous Mega Man X games. How could they possibly screw that up? Well, ask and you shall receive. So yeah, the ride armor, as you can tell, it's super slow and super clunky. This is its normal walking speed. You can't make that go faster. I mean, you can dash. You do need those ride armor missiles to destroy those big floaty things. And you want to save that guy because they do try to kill him. There's only a couple Reploids that are actually in danger of dying to enemies here. Oh yeah, giant wall of annoyance. There is another type of ride armor that we'll get. It's not really going to be much better than this. Can we aim at the bottom ones, please? Come on, I've got the trigger locked on it. Oh, Dan, I gotta help Dan. Yeah, just go for the... Okay, now we're gonna go back here and kill things. There's nothing in these corner ways. You can't change the camera. Although there will be some 3D sections where we can change the camera. I know, real consistent, right? Even the 3D camera view, it's at this top-down, almost completely top-down angle. Is angled so horribly, you can't ever really see what's ahead, and this thing is just dealing all sorts of damage to my ride armor. That's the ride armor's HP that you're seeing. If it runs out, basically, your game is going to pause for a few seconds. Your controls are going to pause for a few seconds as the ride armor explodes. Zero personally is not going to take damage from that, so it's not that big of a deal. The worst thing that happens is we have to stop using this terrible ride armor. And that's not all that much of a disadvantage. Although, in this section, I mean, it is possible that you enter this section without a ride armor.
Can you hear me, Zero?
I don't care what you have to say, Alia. Can we shoot the giant turtle thing that's right there? Thank you. Now this is just a giant 3D room. You know, you can change the camera angle in this one with L1 and R1. However, it will only rotate around at the angle that it is. So if you want to, like, see a more downward view... No, I need to help Jules. No, help Jules. I need to get X. There we go. You know what? Michael has appeared. He has rowed his boat ashore, and we need to rescue him now. The one out there, they're fine. And there's Ken over there. Yeah, they're all around this room. So we can change our... I'm doing terrible at these jumps. At least the acid isn't instant death. That's about the only positive thing I have to say about this room. So yeah, the camera angle. If you want to like pan the camera angle around to or tilt it downwards, closer to like more as if you were looking like right behind Zero's helmet, looking through his eyes, you can't do that. So you never, in all these 3D rooms, you never get a good way to just look around the room to see where all you could possibly go. That is who thought this up? Yeah, this right armor moves a little bit faster. And you can see we just kind of punch with a drill there. And, you know, it's probably the same person who thought this empty room was a good idea. It's an empty room. If you press the triangle button, you get to do that. Okay, it's supposed to be stronger than what it is here. Can't even tell if you're really hitting the things or not. I think I got everything in this room as far as rescue rock blades go, but I'm just going to take another quick look around because it doesn't really hurt. Those giant wall things, you know, they're meant to be like this barrier that impedes your way, but kind of like the ones we found in... Did we find one of those in the intro stage? We've seen them before, where they were actually barriers. These, not so much. Anyways, now we get into the final room here. No, this is not the final room. Okay, I lied. There are... Well, from my playtesting, the test runs I did, there's 3 unique scenarios that you can have in this. One, I'll just spoil it right now. The boss is going to be having a ride armor as well. We will have to defeat his ride armor and then defeat him. Yeah, that's why the video is so much longer. Yeah, I'm entirely serious about that. We need to help Lee over here before he gets shot and killed. Now, to proceed onward here, the game isn't really specific, but you have to kill all these ride armor guys. I don't really care if my ride armor survives. Can we kill something, though? We will demonstrate ride armor dying here at some point. Just not here. Yeah. You have to kill all the ride armors, and then what you have to do is get in front of the doorway and stop. If you're still, like, touching the controls and trying to move forward, the game won't do anything. You have to stop.
Can you hear me? Zero?
It is dumb. So yeah, this is our big open room, which, now, the 3 variables I was talking about, there's some people around the floor I want to save. There's tons of other secrets in this room. And we don't have to worry. This is the final room, by the way. There should be at least a couple more Reploids to rescue. Ah, there's Gordon. But we should have, I believe his name is Keith. I want to save Keith. Yeah, I noticed what threw me off here was we got the blue ride armor again with the blaster. And in my test runs, I didn't get that before. But also in my test runs, my drill ride armor got destroyed before coming in here. So if you come in here with the drill ride armor, there'll be a blaster ride armor for you to pick up, which is very unfortunate in itself. To get everything else, we need to go up here. Now you may notice some places to the like to the right there with the ramp thing. Don't worry about any of that. There's none of those doors open. There's nothing over in any of those areas. Everything we need to get is just on these pillars. We have a heart container to get. We have a sub-tank to get, and another rescue Reploid to get. So yeah, I recommend not coming in here with a ride armor. Just so you can refill the on a one of the drill ones, because that's kind of better. And there's that. And oh, there's Keith. There we go. Want to save him before someone stomps on him. There's our sub-tank. Is that a weapon tank? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is we collected it. Alright, and you can see in the distance there's the heart container. We'll give that to 0 because I don't care to give it to Axel. Okay, now to actually trigger the boss to come, what you have to do is, yeah, here's the right armor being destroyed. What you have to do is kill all of the right armors they have. You have to fight like a dozen of them, or something. Maybe not quite that many, but eventually you'll get a countdown, or not a countdown, well, yeah, a countdown of right armors left to destroy. You'll get that when you have 5 left. The Volt Tornado is pretty good at dealing with those right armors as well. Destroying the giant turtle things, it doesn't matter if you destroy them or not. They do kind of get in your way, though, so where is that other right armor? I have lost it. This is another reason that this video is much longer. Okay, let's... There we go. Hey, if we just keep launching these missiles aren't that bad at dealing with these, except when enemies sneak up behind you and you can't see them. Look at, most of this action is taking place off the screen, because you cannot change the angle of the camera. This is... Come on, this is supposed to be PlayStation 2. We're supposed to have good camera angles by now. Bad camera angles should be a thing of the past. Yeah, you ever wish you could just, like, see more of the screen? No, you can't. Ah, there's our 5 targets remaining. Now, I do want to kill the last guy with Axel, because I like the conversation that Axel has with this guy. It's kind of amusing. So we're going to switch to Axel. Another thing about this boss, you know, you're supposed to have a right armor to battle the boss with. In my test run, well, in the run I was playing with my friend the A-Train, if we died at the boss, you know, there was a right armor sitting right next to the boss, and we could get in it and fight him with it. However, in my test run and in this run, there's not going to be a right armor. I'm not fully sure why. I thought it was because in one of my test runs, I brought a right armor into the battle, and I thought, okay, well, maybe you have to have your right armor destroyed to trigger getting a right armor in the boss fight. No. Because as you can see, we got the right armor destroyed, and we're not going to get one in the boss fight. So that's okay. I'm going to show you how to deal with this guy without a right armor.
How do you figure, Axel?
He's punching stuff in the face.
I'm stronger than you.
That's my technique.
I'm not the kid you used to know. But you're acting like a kid right now.
Really?
Don't call me a kid. I ain't that no more. If you keep misbehaving, you won't get your snack.
Oh my gosh. As Zero says he'll put him into timeout, is both very cringy. Now, there's supposed to be a right armor to the left, but there's not. If we die, there's not going to be a right armor either. So what we want to do is use Volt Tornado, because that is apparently the weakness of this guy. Well, Volt Tornado also changes our thing. You can get multiple hits with the Volt Tornado off. If you time it right, and if he's like coming to punch you, yeah, like that. Look at how much damage we just did. That's just the health of his right armor. I have killed this guy, or killed his right armor with like 2 well-placed Volt Tornado. Look at all that damage. Okay, now I do want to get the kill as Zero, because another thing I've kind of been noticing, and I don't know if this is really consistent. Yeah, I think he's saying triangle. Triangle kick? That's what we're going with. Yeah, he just kind of bounces around the room. Well-placed Volt Tornadoes, again, can do decent damage to him. Sometimes he can be kind of difficult to dodge depending on camera angles and where he is, if he's on your screen or not. which, again, is just really annoying. And this can be a very long fight, but it's very doable. We get a really decent weapon from him for Axel. Now, the Zero skill that he gets... Oh, wow, we got him halfway. Okay, so Volt Tornado. If you time that right, you can get a really good Volt Tornado off and deal a decent chunk of damage to him. I didn't manage to do that there because I wasn't fully prepared. My test runs, I had switched to Zero by this point, you know, just kind of going with a war of attrition here. Yeah, sometimes he'll just like jump through you or just charge through you, and our characters are so slow it's fairly difficult to react and dodge that in time. And also Zero with his sword has difficulty hitting things that bounce all over the place. If Zero had more health, I'd be doing more of the Volt Tornadoes, but as you can see, he'll usually take damage doing that stuff, so you gotta be careful. I don't have... Yeah, we can't do that. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, you know what? Next hit, we're dead. I do want to get the kill is Zero, just because something I've noticed, and I don't know if it's consistent, I started mentioning this, but sometimes when you kill a boss, you get a life up, but it only goes to whoever kills the boss. I've noticed that on the results screen, but only in times where I've noticed it in times where I've already picked up like all the other rescue Reploids and the life heart container and that, and then I just go into the stage and kill the boss basically and don't collect anything else, and then whoever killed the boss gets a life up. So I'm going to make sure that I kill the bosses, or at least attempt to kill the bosses, as Zero. Because once we get X, we're going to be killing bosses with X. Okay, so here are the results. Axel went down in rank. That's fine. Yeah, we got we got 3 life ups there. Well, we picked up the 1 heart container, and we got the 2... Did we get 2 from rescue Reploids? Well, let's find out. We got 1 heart container guy there, 1 energy container, a 1-up. No. So you see, we did... You must get 1 for killing the boss. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, chip data, it's going to 0. We're gonna give... Yeah, we'll give him extend, and we'll just keep upgrading the special, because I don't really need to upgrade his speed. Alright, next time what we're going to do is we're gonna get Road Rash, which is also a better game than this.